Hello everybody. Now in this example, I'm going to teach you how to graph a cube root function with both a horizontal and a vertical shift, as well as a reflection. All right, if you notice in my first table, I have my values set for my x and my y. And like in the last video, if you watched it, I said whenever you're doing the cube root function, as far as the parent function goes, these are the x values that you always start off with before you apply any transformations. All right, so looking at my function, I notice that I have x plus 2 under the radical sign. Remember, that's what's going to tell you what you're doing to your x values, but you do the opposite. So I'll just write opposite for my x values. So since it says x plus 2, I'm going to subtract 2 from all of my x's. Negative 8 minus 2 gives me negative 10. Negative 3 minus 2, negative 1 minus 2 gives me negative 3. 0 minus 2 gives me negative 2. 1 minus 2 gives me negative 1. And 8 minus 2 gives me 6. All right, now I'm going to look at my y values. If you notice, I have a vertical shift down 3 units. And I also, in the beginning of the function, have a reflection. So always remember that the outside goes with your y values. All right, so I'll have negative y minus 3. And of course, if you didn't have a reflection, it would just be y minus 3. All right, so I'm going to look at all of my y values, make sure I multiply each one by negative 1, and then subtract 3. So when I do that with negative 2 times negative 1 gives me 2, and 2 minus 3 gives me negative 1. Of course, you can do all this in the calculator. Negative 1 times negative 1 gives me positive 1. Positive 1 minus 3 gives me negative 2. 0 times negative 1 is just 0, and 0 minus 3 gives me negative 3. 1 times negative 1 gives me negative 1. Negative 1 minus 3 gives me negative 4. And negative 1 times 2 gives me negative 2. Minus 3 gives me negative 5. And then I just plot those points. So negative 10, negative 1. And then negative 3, negative 2. And then negative 2, negative 3. And negative 1, negative 4. And 6, negative 5. And then when I connect my dots, my graph should look like this.